And I think it's important to point out that sometimes dreams change and they evolve and they turn into something else. But the fact that I always say vague goals give vague results. The fact that you had a specific goal of not just, I want to be a play-by-play commentator for wrestling. I want to work for WWE. Doesn't get any more specific than that.
It wasn't any other company. It wasn't just to do it. It wasn't, I want to call this guy's match. I want to be in this environment. It was, this is the company I want to go to. This is the company I grew up watching. If it wasn't for this person and this person, am I the person I am today? It was, my goal in life is to call the main event at WrestleMania.
Love it. What a specific goal.
Throwing it out there. Because we talk about talent that's in the ring. There's only one main event each night of WrestleMania. There's only so many main events that have happened at WrestleMania. There's been countless matches.
Sure.
There's only been one main event or two main events in our case now.
Years,
I want to call a WrestleMania main event. I've called matches at WrestleMania. I've called championship matches at WrestleMania, but I've never called the main event. And that to me is still what drives me to let me be different than what you're hearing. Let me continue to work twice as hard. Let me give me Beth Phoenix or Wade Barrett and then Booker T or Nigel McGuinness or Percy, like whoever it is, I'm going to make it work with their help because everyone I've ever worked with has actually elevated me, which has been a beautiful thing in itself. But I want to call the main event of WrestleMania. And that is what drives me every Tuesday or when I was doing Raw or doing Mixed Match Challenge or 205 Live or Level Up or now even with NXT. It's to get to that specific moment. What
was the match that got you into wrestling or the performer that got you into wrestling?
There's two specific moments. First off, the short answer is Shawn Michaels, which we can have a whole podcast about that. But my father took me to a event, the Richfield Coliseum, and we walked in. Richfield Coliseum no longer exists. It was knocked down, which that's where the Cavs played at the time.
What's it called now? It was
Rocket Mortgage Field House.
Right.
It's not the Q it's not the Quicken Loans Arena anymore. So the Coliseum, Richfield Coliseum, wasn't even in Cleveland. So the Cavs actually played it in Richfield, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
They didn't even play in Cleveland. And the first Survivor Series was in the Richfield Coliseum. 3 of the first 4 Survivor Series actually were held in the Richfield Coliseum. I'll digress, though. But I walked into this building, and we kept getting closer and closer and closer, and we had front row seats. And I'm talking Shawn worked Mr. Perfect, Brett versus Mr. Hughes, Macho Man Randy Savage was on the card. And I remember, this is so cool. And so it always stayed with me. The person is Shawn Michaels. I remember when Shawn, now we all know that it was part of a story. Shawn collapsed in the ring, came back, won the Royal Rumble, went to WrestleMania 12. When that happened, I couldn't go to school Monday. I was that heartbroken.
You were
crying.
So distraught.
My mom was, I can't send a crying kid to school. Are you kidding me? And I think anybody that's in the business now, from Johnny Gargano to anybody that's starting in NXT, they were influenced somehow by Shawn Michaels.